Now, I want to lend you in on like a really important insight that I had, which is this idea of the principles of mastery, which maybe you've heard. I read a book called Mastery by George Leonard. I listened to the audiobook, and it's basically this idea that, when you try and master a skill or something, for a long time you just plateau, but that's actually where most of your growth is happening, but you don't realize it. And then you feel like you're not improving and you're not improving, and then suddenly you start seeing things, you feel like, wow, I'm suddenly getting results. And his argument is that those results are actually the cumulative effect of the entire practice, not just something you did at the end. And it's important because it's not enough to just say this. It's also, you have to be reminded that, and I have to be reminded, this actually doesn't just apply to, it isn't like, it's not just, obviously I've experienced it a lot with meditation, mind control, and all these things, but it doesn't just apply there. It doesn't just apply to the gym. It can apply to the stupidest shit. It can apply to trying to shag girls. It can apply to trying to get a job. It can apply to the most basic tasks. Getting good at chess. Literally anything. And these same principles will apply. You just keep doing something for a long time. You feel like you're not improving, and then eventually you get good. And I think just to remind yourself of that is important, because if you don't, what happens is you forget. And a lot of times what I feel like my mind wants me to do is to just quit something, but then also I remember, we have to keep going, because just, even in the moment, you start doing one type of meditation and then your mind's just like, yeah, this is not working. But how do you know that? You need to stick with it for a longer time, even just in that 1 hour, let's say, period where you're doing it. And I think that's something that's, super important to just remind yourself of. Obviously, if you do something and it's just not working, that's its own problem. But generally, your mind will try and just make you quit something without necessarily you reaping the benefits, or actually spending a long enough time to actually get the benefits from something.